Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Middle-Aged Mutants Show Live. We are broadcasting to you telepathically from the Temple of Doom. As with all telepathy, emotional transference is unavoidable, so if anytime you feel like your heart's getting ripped out, all I have to say about that is Om Nam Shivai, Om Nam Shivai, Om Nam Shivai. As always, I'm Ty, and I'm going to be your host for this evening, and as always, I'm joined by the Brotherhood of mostly benevolent mutants, Bodz and No-Age. Starting with Bodz, how the hell are you?
Well, I'm great because I still have my beating heart and I haven't been drinking voodoo juice, so I'm me. It's me, kid.
Yeah, it's me, kid.
I have to be burnt at some point because I'm going to do something really bad to you if I don't get burnt.
Yeah,
So,
just kind of torch you in the side a little bit.
Yeah, voodoo doll poking and all that stuff. No-Age, how are you, sir?
You know what? I was feeling a little Kingdom of the Crystal Skull, dipped into some Dial of Destiny, but I'm back into the Last Crusade, so I'm feeling fine.
Oh. At least into the Last Crusade.
Yeah.
Feel better than nothing. So, anyways, well, gentlemen, today is the day. We talked about this. I think we talked about this last week. So we used to do Meme of the Week, and we haven't done it for a long time. It just felt like it was kind of tacked on. It didn't really work. I still kind of like that idea, but I wanted to do something different. I have never been on Twitter until last year. And so I got on there, and there's the deluge of like stuff that you see on there amongst the dross. Some of it is some really good, funny comic book meme stuff. And I wanted to do something. I was going to call it came from Twitter, but I thought that's kind of boring, and it's not really called Twitter anymore. It's called X. So X, yeah, X. So I changed it to be the Uncanny X memes. I thought that was
okay. Very nice.
You know what that reminds me of? There's a comic book called Uncanny X-Men, so it's very and I don't know if you know about
where
this.
I've seen that.
Yeah,
egg on my face. I mean,
yeah, it's very similar.
I don't know if you may get a cease and desist.
Yeah, you probably had no idea, but you know.
No, I thought this was a totally original idea. Damn it!
So Marvel may send you a cease and desist. DC, if it was DC, they'd send you a desist and cease because they're
anyways, so let's start off with the first of these delicious X memes, okay? Directly from the bookmarks on the Middle-Aged Mutants account comes Lionel Richie. This was the first one that I ever came across, and I spit out my drink laughing because I thought that was just so unbelievably funny. I was like, oh my god, why nobody has thought about this? This is so awesome. And that's probably the tamest one we got. Okay, the next one I saw was this one, and this made, you know, whenever you talk to somebody and you're like, you know, that the subject better than them, especially in comics, they'll start telling you something like they'll watch like a couple of Marvel movies and they're like, oh, well, actually, and you're like, shut the fuck up because you don't know what you're talking about. This actually really spoke to me right here.
Yeah, no, I was making fun of you because you were obnoxious. I don't give a fuck about your pink jacket.
Like spider on your shirt.
It's Spider-Man! Hyphen! Great power comes great responsibility. With pink blazer comes annoying cunts. I learned that from then. Yeah, don't try to jump in, Robin. I got it. At what? No, it's the black Spider-Man suit that was created in 1988 when Secret Wars came out, and Venom wasn't until 1991 when Todd McFarlane created the character. Don't ever attack a nerd. We will come back to school with a trench coat and an AK-47, bitch. Shut the fuck up. I'm Troy Bond. Good night.
The hero we need.
Yeah. Oh, hecklers are the worst. They are just the worst. But I like the way that guy handled it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. What's funny is
that
ended his show too.
Yeah, I know.
He probably had an ending for his show, but he's like, "Yeah, this is it. This is
it's mic drop time." I'm like, it's not going to get better than this. Let's just leave.
I'm out.
Yeah. And, it is quite alarming. I bet there's probably a lot of people who probably don't even realize that Spider-Man wore that stuff first, man. Come on.
Yeah, there was like a horrible writing campaign, too, where people were like giving death threats to Marvel. You better change it back. And then years later, everybody's like, oh, that's the cool one. It's just... That's
typically how it goes. It's like, the best example that I only learned it fairly recently, and y'all know about this too, is when of course everybody loves Michael Keaton now as Batman, but when he first was cast, everybody hated it. There was like protests and people wrote in and stuff like that. So it just goes to show you that anything we hate now, at least 10 to 15, maybe 20 years later, we will love it. So it just
it's kind of like I don't know if it's a case of like just worse has come out since then, and you're like, well, you know what? Phantom Menace ain't that bad now. So it's like,
that's...
Well, we talked about that phenomenon. Remember, we said like the kids that love, like the 90s kids watch that crap and they're like, this is excellent. And we had like, oh, well, maybe that happened with the Ethereal Punisher where everybody was like, this is excellent. And then years later, they still love it.
Maybe.
I don't know.
Yeah.
All right. So on to the next meme here. This one is a bit racy. I'm gonna have to actually cut this in post, but hell, let's just those who dare win, I guess.
Uh-oh.
I was like, oh, that's not not safe for kids right there.
Man, that makes me think, can Anakin or Luke make their robot hands vibrate?
Yeah, it also makes me wonder, like, if they were to use the Force to get somebody else off, is that gay?
The Force choking is already there, so
yeah. I wonder.
You gotta think the Force grip, the Force finger.
Well, it keeps your hands clean, is all I got to say.
Do Jedi? Let's say the Jedi Council forbids jerking it. You know what I mean? And so they just like, well, if I use the Force to do it, I'm not actually touching myself.
The midichlorians the ones that are like, is this on them at that point? You're the one doing it.
Yoda was on Dagobah for a long time. Got that anyway.
All right, here's the next one I found that I thought, and they get progressively better as we go. So. I guess that's innocent. I like the Dude, that is so awesome. I would love this. You know how many times I've been on a welding site as a helper? That would have been flipping awesome. Here, I'll mute this just to get a look at it again. That is so flipping cool.
That's very cool. It's not just one thing.
Yeah, it's so cool. The idea of this. I just wonder how he engages it. Is it like, I don't know, because he's got both his hands. He's using it. He's got which is weird too, because he's got the stinger. It doesn't look like he's got the stinger in one hand. There might be a new type of welding I'm not aware of, because we always did arc welding. This could be TIG welding. Hell, I don't know. Anywho, here is the next one. This one, this may trigger some people. Here we go.
So funny.
It's a bit late of the meme, but God Almighty, that was funny when I saw that. So good.
The music is perfect for today's episode.
Yes,
it is.
Okay, all right. Here's another one. This one is not funny. It's just I was flat out amazed by this guy's talent here. So check this out.
You are better than I remember. But still predictable. Predict this. You are better.
So awesome.
Thumb wrestling to the next level.
Yeah, to the next level. I don't know this part at the bottom. I don't know what that is. But yeah, I saw that. And I was like, holy crap! He even went really far with it. He's like, you know what? I'm going to paint the nails.
Yeah,
and give myself like a Ninja Turtle thing going on. That is too cool.
I could just see that guy working at a very boring office job. And he's just a lot of time to kill.
A lot of time on his hands, literally.
Literally.
And this is okay. I got one more after this one, but this is just this was the funniest one. The next ones are just going to be cool, but I thought this was terribly funny. You gotta see it again. Every time it makes me laugh.
Why no one thought of that in Endgame? I don't know.
Well, they did. A lot of the fans thought about the Ant-Man going up his ass.
Ant-Man, yeah, and exploding.
Yeah,
biting his nuts. That was
Thanos. Yes, the Thanos. Which I believe was. I want to say in one of the movies it was sort of acknowledged. I want to say in Ant-Man 3 they did something, but I don't really remember because I fell asleep through Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania. Not going to lie to you.
Well, the boys did something similar when the boys.
I'm probably just thinking of that, but
I haven't watched The Boys since the first season. You could tell that Garth Ennis has disdain for superheroes. So
it's not, I'm not too surprised by that after reading a lot of Garth Ennis, but I'm not sure if I'm still on.
You are.
You're still on.
Okay. Y'all got you just gave me your undivided attention. I didn't know what to do with it. But after reading a lot, that doesn't really surprise me too much. But I got to tell you, man, it's hard for me to get excited about The Boys season 4 because it's just gotten so I know most modern entertainment it's going to be very left leaning. I understand that going in, but it kind of getting ridiculous with The Boys. It's getting to the point of self parody, and I'm like, this is a show I really like. I really liked
Jensen Ackles
on, and I was really enjoying all of that. And of course, Homelander is amazing, but I don't know. And after I watched Reaper's review of Gen V, I'm like, yep, not watching that. Not watching that.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. It's and plus Starlight removing like muscle tissue or fat from her face, making her look like an alien now. It's just not. It's kind of off-putting. So
I have no idea what's going on. I'm just totally out of the loop on that show. Like I said, it's the disdain is on full display with Garth Ennis.
The disdain was on display when every time Garth Ennis would write anything with Wolverine in it.
Oh
he
yeah,
would always treat him like such a big joke.
Well, yeah, Punisher would just own him in every way imaginable. And
Well, I think it's probably most likely just because for the most part Wolverine was terribly invincible for the longest time. And he already hates superheroes. The idea of the superhero. This is what I heard, at least, that he hates it. And so Wolverine is even double worse because not only is his weakness is very slight. I mean, it's very slight. I think there's only one metal out there that can actually do any damage to him. And I can't
carbonadium.
Oh, the stuff that the what's his name is made out of? Or Omega Red.
I think it's carbonadium. I want to say.
Yeah,
I could be wrong. Put it in the chat if we're wrong. We don't know. We're old. We forget things.
We're forgetful of shit.
I want to say in the Wolverine the end, the only way he actually died was they like encased his body in some type of metal, and he basically.
I thought it was adamantium. They made him like completely adamantium.
Yeah, I think they just poured adamantium on him,
and eventually he just kind of dies because he's just trapped. And yeah, and that's kind of what it takes to kill Wolverine.
Wolverine. So yeah. Anyways, let's see. What's the next one we got here? Okay. Now this one is just a cool one. All right. So I came upon this this particular person's Twitter because some other person had posted. So I dug deep down to find out who this guy was, and this just looks like a comic book cover, right? Well, watch this shit. Yeah. This is really cool.
The Flash.
Oh yeah.
World's fastest human.
Isn't that amazing?
I've seen these, and they're really impressive. There was one with Green Lantern.
We got more. We got all of them.
Oh man!
So here's the next one. Let me actually turn that down. That was so flipping loud. Yeah, this one is the Superman All Stars one. I like this one. It's okay. I just think that the other ones are far more impressive than this.
Yeah.
But it is cool. I mean, that's really, really cool. I'm surprised DC or Marvel hasn't snapped this guy up to do something for them because this is amazing.
They're all like, we could Harry Potter all of our comic book covers.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, at least do that. Have y'all seen that? Like the DC and Marvel trailers that they do? Okay, I don't know why it's playing.
They're pretty neat.
So I'm sure he would be excellent at this. This one's cool because I really love the pit. Del Keown is man.
Yeah, that's cool.
How does he do it?
Really cool.
Guys, that is the ripping first issue.
Yeah, it really did say that back in the day. This
stop. I remember this.
Oh yeah.
That is so awesome.
Yep.
The amount of work that went into this, holy crap, dude. This guy would have been busy for days. And I like that he got 2 Del Keowns in the role. That is just too cool. I remember this cover, loving this. This was the Peter David run. And I think the Del Keown did most of this run, and then towards the end, he went after. It was like right after this, he went and did the pit, which is kind of fitting that was the one right before.
Oh yeah.
And this one is super duper cool. This was the first one I ever saw of this guy's, and it's really awesome. Actually, let me just zoom in. Well, can you zoom into Twitter? Yeah, let's zoom into Twitter. You don't get the whole effect here. Okay, here we go.
You're evolving into a new life form. We came here from a dying world. We drift through the universe from planet to planet, pushed on by the solar winds. We adapt, and we survive.
What movie was that? For 10 points. What was that movie?
Oh, I feel like I should know, but I'm drawing a blank.
That
was one of my favorite movies of all time.
That was from Highlander 2.
I'm so disappointed in you. You get your mutant cards. You get your mutant cards pulled for this kind of stuff.
I should know.
Don't know what this movie is.
I should know.
This is why we need like someone in the chat.
Invasion.
You were old.
The Body Snatchers. Leonard Nimoy, as he's about to have Donald Sutherland, and I can never remember the name of that chick. He's gonna have them give them like Thorazine or whatever, so that they'll fall asleep. Because in that, have y'all actually seen that movie, the remake?
I saw The Invasion.
Oh my god! If you have not seen that movie, you should. This Halloween, it's actually go watch it now. It's on, I believe it's on Amazon Prime.
All right, I'll be right back.
Yeah, we'll be back.
It's one of my favorite movies of all time. It's just chocked full of mutant-y goodness. I loved it. Super great movie. I can't be too like hard on you guys because it was only this year that I actually sat down and watched the original Planet of the Apes through its entirety. Because when I was a kid, I had bits and pieces of it, and I watched it this time around, and I was like, "Wow, that is such a good like sci-fi flick." It was really cool. I think the one that was I think that the Charlton Heston sci-fi flick that was better than that, though, was Soylent Green. I did not expect that movie to be as
really, because when I tried to watch Soylent Green years ago, that was a visual sleeping pill for
oh
me.
My god, it has better acting in it, and it has that part at the end that it almost brings tears to your eyes.
People.
No. There's this bit where like it's kind of like they have the Canadian suicide clinics. And whenever you get to a certain age or you just feel like giving up, you can go there and have them kill you in front of this panoramic studio where you get shown pictures of your life and stuff like that. And his friend goes there to do it, and by the time he gets there to save him, it's already too late. They've already given him the drugs to kill him.
Oh man!
So he just
well, that's pretty interesting. But quick funny thing about Planet of the Apes, the original. Worked at a video store years ago, and if you wanted to play a movie during like store hours, it had to be rated G. And I looked, and Planet of the Apes would happen to be rated G. So
awesome.
And so I was like, well, let's play Planet of the Apes. It got shot down. So, but
really
interesting. It was something, but it was like I think what they were saying, it had to be rated G, but it was sort of like unspoken, like, you know what we mean, a cartoon, get out of here.
Sort of like, I mean, he curses like very lightly. The one time,
you damn dirty ape.
Yeah, get your paws off me, you damn dirty ape. That's not all I heard in that movie. I mean, they did give him like a concubine whenever he was in the little cage that they put him in.
Yeah,
and they come back later. Like, hey, get that one ready. We're gonna geld him, and he's like, "What? Was out of his sleep? What?"
Wait a minute.
Here's the one that No H is talking.
Yes.
About. This one is quite good. I have to say, I did really enjoy this one.
He became Parallax.
I love the wiggling.
He became
wiggle fingers.
I just love the
some spirit fingers, man. Look at that.
Yeah, I love that. That was this one is the one he just recently came out with. It's pretty good.
What kind of monster are you? The Wolverine.
He should have had the claws retracted or something, you know.
Well, he doesn't. I mean, on the cover, he doesn't have the claws retracted. So I don't know.
Well, he should have had that, and they pop out. I mean, it's animated.
Well, it doesn't seem that he has anything that's happening like that in any of these. I don't remember anything popping out here.
Bullets are popping out.
It's but that was on there too. If you remember on the original one, he had like bullets going from side to side. I think it's just like kind of like he works with what is actually there, not what's not. I guess.
Yeah, it's probably very as impressive as it is. Probably
can you do it, Bodz?
Limited.
Yes, I can. Yeah. By next week, I'll have it done. For the next episode.
We'll be waiting several.
We will be waiting with breath bated. So,
anyway, sorry.
Very impressive. I do enjoy those.
I have to apologize to the audience now. I do have a cough right now, and I'm not feeling sick or anything, but I will have to mute my mic every once in a while to cough. So, bear with me when it comes.
So
out.
I thought you were just cussing a lot.
And self censor.
Yeah. All right, so that is the end of the Uncanny X memes, and we're not gonna do this every time. I'm actually gonna try to actually make like a video opener for this. So like,
you need to have like the song, and then we get shot down. You're like, no, I don't think so.
Yeah, I really do get to cease and desist. I think if I play just like if I just did that, I think I'd be okay.
I think it'd be fine.
If I play the whole
what
song,
is the there was like I think like a Whitney Houston song that sounds very similar. So maybe
really?
I want to say
hold on, we
like
gotta
the
find
melody.
Hold on, we gotta find this. If you're making this up, No H, you know what happens.
There was some song, I think it was Whitney Houston. I don't think it was Tina Turner. I think it was Whitney Houston. There was some like song like that where it was just like da 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 da.
Gosh, I typed in.
I want to dance with somebody.
Okay, all right. No, never mind. I better not play this because it's gonna get me it's gonna get me struck.
But
it does. You are right though. It does say X-Men TV series intro Whitney Houston edition. So other people do think exactly what you've said. So
yeah, so okay. I could have sworn. So I'm
you live for another day.
I thought we were going to embarrass them on live air.
No, I would, but you know what's going to happen is we're going to get freaking copyright struck. So
yeah, so
I don't want any of that. I don't want any of that at all.
You want Whitney Houston's estate coming after us?
Yeah,
no joke.
Or to haunt your bathtub. You don't want that.
Yeah, we don't want.
Oh God, we're going to hell. It's happening. We're going to hell. Okay, so here we go with the first. All right, this is the Indiana Jones The Great Circle trailer. This came out last week during the Xbox. I don't know what event it's called. Who the hell is got an Xbox anymore? Everybody has Game Pass, but it doesn't seem like a whole lot of people have Xbox. But they're nope, that's the wrong one. Let's click on this one. Here we go. Right one. Sorry. The Great Circle, and let's go ahead and watch the trailer on this one. Goodness gracious, this website's pissing me off already. Where are you, trailer?
Right there, right?
Okay, what is this? Is this let's make sure this is the what thing. No. None of this. Here, none of this developer nonsense. I don't care what they think. Okay, here we go.
Let me tell you what you are missing.
Dr. Jones.
While you were playing your pointless game, I was playing you. You're wondering if maybe you should have built yourself a life of meaning instead of ending up here, dead and forgotten in the sands of Africa.
I was like, I knew that was coming.
Yeah.
I wonder if the voice of that character is the guy that Ace Ventura visits at his mansion. You remember that guy? Yeah.
Myths.
Which one?
That was
the first Ace Ventura.
I thought you were talking about when nature calls.
He goes to his mansion, and they're looking for the dolphin there.
It was Ace Ventura and the Great Circle, that's what it was called.
The Great Circle.
All right, you're saying you're wondering if that's the voice actor for this?
Well, the guy looks like a younger version of that actor, and I think he was like one of the main vampires in the first Blade movie, and he was in.
Yeah. His name was Dragonetti in
Blade.
In Blade, and I don't know it here. Let's look it up. I know.
Meanwhile,
exactly
people are just like wanting to watch this trailer.
Hey, we digress in this thing a lot. So we're old men. We can't do anything. We're set in our ways. Just deal with it.
I got an idea. Now I gotta go figure out how much.
Here's just something you can eat my ass. All right. Dragonetti. His name is Udo Kier.
Yeah, and he was in that downsizing movie.
Yeah, I know who you're talking about. That could be him, but that guy, I don't know. His nose doesn't look the same, if you ask me. But anyways,
well, his nose is broken in this
history. Just different ways to interpret the past.
Okay, I have to say, first things first. I don't like Troy Baker. I'm so flipping sick.
Oh, is Troy Baker doing Indiana Jones voice?
He's Indiana Jones. I'm so sick. Why? There's more than one. Sorry, there's more than two voice actors in the world. Okay,
there is only two. There's only Nolan North and
I would rather you pick somebody else. Use somebody else. I'm so sick of everybody sounding the same. It's ridiculous. Hire somebody else.
I'll tell you what I do like right now. That Indiana Jones doesn't sound like old Indiana Jones. He's young, just like he did in the Battle of Destiny.
Oh, look who it is.
Tony Todd.
That was Tony Todd. Look.
Yep, that's Tony Todd.
Tony Todd. There you go.
Thousands of years of humanity's thoughts and beliefs scattered and buried.
Just waiting.
So does it bother you that it looks like it's more a lot of first person?
I think it's entirely first person, and just the cutscenes are third.
It seems very odd.
This guy looks great, by the way.
Yeah.
This guy looks great, by the way. He is.
Oh yeah. Yeah. It looks like Marcus Brody.
You would
Voiced
think
by
this
Troy
would
Baker.
be. It was either him or Chris Pratt. So, you know. So you would think that it would be Uncharted time for Jones, but
yeah, and
I would have preferred it to be in third person.
Me too.
Yeah,
Because make it like
I would have, yeah.
Yeah, make it like Uncharted, make it like Lara Croft. But I'm assuming because this is done by the people that did Wolfenstein, is that right?
Yeah, you're right. It is Wolfenstein, the new Wolfenstein. Yeah.
Yeah. So maybe that's why they're doing first person. That's their.
Oh, that's their gig. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
It just seems like this is a wrong idea.
Yeah.
I also kind of thought it was a wrong idea when they did it on Cyberpunk. I mean, I'm used to it. It doesn't bother me or anything.
Yeah.
But I think that they should have gone third person, and this is definitely a title that should be in third person.
Yeah.
It seems like an odd fit to me.
It's an odd choice.
Yeah.
Mankind has built sites of great spiritual significance. If you were to draw a line through these ancient sites around the globe, you get a perfectly aligned circle.
What did he do there? I don't even know what he did there.
What?
Look at this.
I don't know.
He just
What was
got
that?
that guy in the ankle.
Ow!
My ankle. Yeah, I guess.
I have to rewind because I don't understand. He's like he hit his toenails. Like,
it is Achilles tendon.
I don't know.
I better hear some Wilhelm screams in here.
Run-ins with these guys before. Trust me, it ain't a walk in the park.
Okay, then. Let's see if you can keep up.
What do you mean if I can keep up?
I feel like all of the cutscenes look really cool, like you're watching like another movie. But I feel like the gameplay, to me, I'm first of all, I don't really play games all that often anyway. Especially don't play first-person shooters or whatever because they make me dizzy.
No H would have thrown up by now.
I would need a bucket and to lay down for several hours because it just doesn't.
You try
work.
Dramamine. No H. You try Dramamine.
I would have to do something if I'm ever going to play one of these games, but yeah. So I feel like the cutscenes are really cool, but when it gets to the gameplay, I feel like that to me would be so tedious.
Well, it just takes you out because he's in first person. And plus, nobody likes first person platforming. Nobody likes to jump from one area to another in first person. It's like
it seems
annoying.
You can't see what's below you.
Yeah, exactly.
Patron of the fallen angels, protector of the Churkulimani, the Great Circle.
Gotta tell you, I don't love the title.
Don't get sued right there.
Yeah, I gotta tell you, I don't love the title. In fact, I haven't really liked any new Indiana Jones titles since the last.
Yeah, none of them are great. None of them are great.
I mean, thought Dial of Destiny was horrible, and
I kind of like back in the day. One of the first Indiana Jones games that we had, and this is long.
Fate of Atlantis.
Fate of Atlantis.
The Fate of Atlantis, and then the Infernal Machine, which I think sound great. But the Great Circle, yeah.
You have any idea how old that was?
Yeah, I like I said, there's some janky bits in this thing. I really think some of the combat looks really like, and this is like pre-alpha stuff. It's like,
yeah,
I understand that. I mean, but this looks good. Like his facial animations and stuff. It's pretty on point. They even got like the little scar on his face.
Yeah,
and the thing that astonishes me about that is that it's not like they're not taking Harrison Ford as a young man and then like photogrammatizing his face into this thing. They're not doing that. They have to be going by old photos and stuff to actually get this thing, because he would look old as hell if they did that. But it's just some of the like this looks cool. I want to see this in third person all the time. Maybe because Bethesda games, not machine games, but if you played Fallout, you can play it in first or third person. Same with Oblivion.
Well, maybe there's an option for that in this.
I wonder. I would really like it if they did that, but some of the stuff I like stealth. This little stealth bit seems cool.
Yeah.
There was a Wilhelm screen. There was your Wilhelm screen, Bodz. You just didn't hear it.
There we go. Yeah.
Here we go.
So what's the
he's
really
interesting the head with hammer? It's very light.
So the really interesting thing about the making of this game is one of the key people in charge of the development team is a very openly gay.
Yeah. I saw that.
Circle.
I think we can go back to let's go back to here. I bet you money he's in this, or Zimzer is in this thing. Here he is. Yeah, this is the one. This is the one that everybody's having a little bit of trouble with here.
Oh, and the girl has the typical, I don't know. Maybe that hairstyle was that hairstyle just common for that era? Because I see it a lot in things.
I don't know. This is the photo that got everybody up in the Twitter over.
Is it because it looks like he's
this right here when he wore the he's got a pin or something right here and he's got his shirt. So this is we're going to do it for a modern audience, guys, and that's what's got a lot of people kind of up in arms about that. This is going to suck. It's going to be bad because looking at Indiana Jones through a modern lens is really
it doesn't really make any sense.
Yeah, this guy right here. Sorry, I hadn't switched tabs. A lot of people are just like,
red flag.
That collective, right? You get that collective groan of like, oh well, shit. So
I understand. What I don't get is Indiana Jones for a modern audience. Like, okay, first of all, you have well-established lore. You have so many movies, right? Unfortunately, you have 5 instead of 3, right? So, and also, what year does this take? 40 something, I would imagine, 30 something, and it's like that's not modern. So I don't know how modern you can get for something that is precisely, decidedly supposed to be in the past. Like, it's going to be one of these things where all of a sudden he's like, we should protect trans kids. I'm like, he's not going to say that. It's so stupid. he's like I'm going to talk about
the environment.
He's going to talk about I'm going to talk about some things that nobody was talking about at this time. Because
did you know that
something that never came up?
The ice caps are going to melt one of these days. We're going to go under just like Atlantis. Yeah.
Yes.
It's going to be so stupid.
It's like not even saying good or bad about any of that stuff. It just wouldn't come up in this.
Your bigotry belongs in a museum.
It's so lame.
And I'm a little bit concerned about this lady. I am concerned whenever they got the Karen haircut lady in this, and I'm I'm a little bit worried that this lady is going. Look, she looks. Can you tell me where your manager is? Send your manager out.
Let me talk to Marcus Brody.
Yeah. I'm like, this is not going to be good. Hopefully you don't have to play as this person, but I know there's got to be characters in there. There's got to be a bunch of characters. That's fine, but it's not a modern franchise. Don't treat it like it's a modern franchise. We need to stop looking at anything through a modern lens. And I know it's hard for people because it seems to be that everybody out there who has to create something for the job thinks, well, what would I do? Nobody cares what you would do. We care what Indiana Jones would do. We care what our favorite characters. We don't want you to wear them like a skin suit and like puppet them about. That's not what we want. And there are some people that genuinely understand that. Like the girl who wrote the first 2 Uncharted's, Amy Hennig. She is an amazing writer because she didn't have to say, what would I do if I was Nathan Drake? No, she just said, here is a cool story and let's go ahead and tell it. And then what really irritates me is she's like, how they're always like, we want representation for women and these things. Well, they had this amazing writer, and then they get to the third game, and that's my least favorite of the titles of the Uncharted titles. That's a terrible game. They told her, okay, here's what we're doing. We're planning these 3 or 4 types of scenes, and we need you to shoehorn them into this game. So that's why that game feels so disjointed and just terrible, is because she had to write a story around like basically like scenarios that don't all mix together. So that's why it feels like crap. So I just, I could bitch about this for hours. But
the studio interference, which is like kills so many things. It makes me think of how the difference of True Detective season 1 to True Detective season 2, like they got really excited over this success over the first season and then rushed the second season, and the result was what it was. So yeah.
All right, so let's move on to the next thing. Okay, this is just a snippet of let me actually hit the topic here. So Joker got announced, and I have cut this video to the part where he gets announced. So let's go ahead and play that.
When Season 1 launches this March, you'll be able to unlock a new playable character for your squad, the Joker.
At least buy me dinner first.
The original Arkhamverse Joker has been dead for 5 years, but this is a new Elseworlds twist on the villain. He was part of the Suicide Squad in the Elseworld that he's from.
Yeah, I mean, what do y'all think of this? What do y'all think of this look?
Well, first of all, I don't remember Joker being part of the Suicide Squad team.
Well, they just said
he's
from a different. He's from an Elseworlds universe.
It's like a what if thing, so
yeah,
whatever. As far as I mean,
he looks like Bodz' kid. I mean, he's just so young.
Well, that makes it easy because he loves dressing like Joker for Halloween. So I was like, well, there's your Halloween costume for this year.
Yeah, he looks like a child.
He looks, as good as any Joker, I guess. I guess I'm fairly indifferent when it comes to Joker these days. So,
anyways, let's go on.
Squad in the Elseworld that he's from, which already shows that he's slightly more cooperative than the previous Joker we've had. But as you get used to him and actually play to him, you realize he's
cross-eyed here in some different way. He's got like a lazy eye. It looks like a mistake.
Well, Batman's probably beat him up a lot. So he's got punched in the face a whole bunch.
Not only has he got to figure himself out, but he's figuring out his place in this new world and this new squad.
He hadn't reached supervillain status
before. I think this guy right here reached supervillain status. Do you see the size of this guy's noggin? It's like Megamind. This guy is smart as hell, I bet. Holy cow.
Nick invaded, so he's still a bit less experienced.
I think we've taken him back to the kind of more vaudeville roots of Joker. He's masking insecurities with traditional Joker behavior. But deep down, he's not sure who he is yet.
Lock him up. Oh, making new friends after a move is always tough.
As your mission expands deeper into the lore of the DC universe, this new version of the Joker will join
where they
fight
tell you like
with
how
his
he
unique
traverses.
traversal.
And I don't like this.
His traversal is all based around a rocket-powered umbrella, which he can blast himself into the air.
I'm sorry, is he the Penguin?
Yeah, umbrella. That's a Penguin thing. Get out of here.
Yeah. This is lame. It's stupid. Pick something else.
Yeah. And then uses that to glide around, and then he can actually flip that down to grind along buildings.
Oh yeah, like
enemies out of the way.
So dumb.
I mean, just give him like a glider or something. I don't know if he's going to be flying around.
Kind of frantic,
a balloon, a
horizontal
or something. I don't
know.
know anything.
You've always got to be moving, and always.
So that's his glider, but what's his pickaxe?
I don't know, probably a big coin.
There you go. There's the pickaxe, Bodz. Did you see that? He's got like a crowbar.
Horizontal energy.
Oh, okay. Yeah, there you go.
Means you've always got to be moving and always attacking the enemies.
He goes, okay, and then use my pickaxe. I smack.
The Joker is only the first of the new squad recruits you could meet through the ongoing additions to our game.
Over time, we can build up a library of characters that DC fans might not have expected to see in a video game, like a regular comic book release.
Anyways, so what do y'all think
like
about
Condiment King?
Sorry,
Kite Man, Maxi Zeus.
Ooh,
man,
Kite
baby
Man would be awesome.
lap.
Hell yeah.
Catman would be cool. I think that would be.
Yeah.
That's more Secret Six or whatever, but I think Catman would be cool.
No, Kite Man.
Oh, Kite Man. Yeah, Kite Man would actually work for this too because he's got his own
because he can glide
and traversal mechanic.
He has a kite. Yeah. Come on.
Hell yeah.
Calendar Man, that there you go. Oh my gosh. I don't know enough about the series. I know more about I remember reading the Secret Six back in the day.
Have they done
Suicide Squad, I mean, they could do Bronze Tiger, maybe he'll pop up, or I don't know.
Joker was never part of it. Like Noe said, he's never part of the Suicide Squad.
No.
So really, I'm going to guess that they're going to go either they're going to go after like mainstream or very popular characters to add.
We'll probably get Deathstroke.
Oh yeah, that would be cool
because he was kind of hinted at being one in the other Arkham games. In the after Arkham Origins, the very end, he's in the prison doing push-ups, and Waller comes in and said, "I want to talk to you about a squad or something like that."
A push-up contest.
And they're like, a push-up contest.
Polka Dot Man.
Yeah,
Polka Dot Man probably would be in there. Yeah.
I mean, I'm gonna guess that they're gonna lean into the movies a bit.
Yeah, so
if James Gunn lets them.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. Well, he said, as far as I know, he's not going to interfere with any of this. So, that's good. But,
yeah, I don't know why.
So, he's on video games
care at this point.
But who knows? All right, let's move on to the next topic, which is another game. It's called Helldivers, and I'm bringing this up just because I want to get Bodz to play this game so that we can co-op. Now I might have to stop this trailer mid-trailer because I've tried to find one of these that has no licensed music, but every one of the trailers they did for this pretty much has licensed music in it. So as soon as I start to hear it, I'm going to cut it off. But
well, I want to hear it.
I know you do, Bodz. I'm sorry. This kind of reminds me, Bodz, just to set the scene for you. Okay, this game. The first one came out years ago. It's a Sony exclusive. This one is going to be crossplay with PC and like native crossplay with PC and PS5. And cool. It kind of this is probably the closest we're ever going to get to Starship Troopers without playing an RTS. There are Starship Trooper games that exist, but most of them are RTSs. So this is the closest we're going to get to like a shooter that is kind of inspired by that. Here we go.
Oh, wow.
Hellpod launch initiated.
How about a nice cup of liberty?
I'm gonna cut it down a little bit, but as you can see, it's kind of like it kind of reminds me of the ODSTs meets like Starship Troopers. You fight a lot of like robots and bugs and all kinds of stuff, and it's got that. A lot of the other trailers have, a lot of the other trailers have kind of like a tone to them that's like, I'm doing my part, that kind of thing.
Yeah,
and so I'm pretty excited for this one. It's only to get, it's only gonna be like $39.99 to like start. And then it's got crossplay with PS5 and PC, and it's drop in, drop out. So whenever you want to leave, you can just leave or have more people come in. So I think this would be a pretty fun one. And looks cool.
Yeah.
It's cool.
Me, at least. Play as Doogie Howser? That's the question.
That's the real question.
With games today, I was already spoiled with PC. Now I'm starting to get spoiled like that. I can't play exactly as a person that I want to play as, because recently me and I got back into Fortnite, and I picked up I already had Spider-Man 2099 and Daredevil, and they dropped a few Marvel, I think 4 or 5 maybe 6 Marvel characters.
Yeah,
it was like Hawkeye.
2, 3, it was 5.
Nick Fury, Ghost Rider, Captain America, Hulk, Spider-Man Zero, the Green Goblin, and one more character.
Sam Wilson.
Oh, Norrin Rad. So I should have got Norrin Rad. Just irritates me that I didn't get Norrin Rad. But
He'll come back.
I didn't realize it was going to turn over so fast because the Silver Surfer is freaking awesome. But I started playing as that, and now I'm like, I'm stuck. I keep wanting to go back and play that just because I want to play as, Cap or Daredevil or something like that. So, and now Solid Snake is in the game, and it's pretty awesome. And we just saw a teaser today that they're actually going to have Raiden show up, and Bodz thinks he's going to be a purchasable character alongside the it's normal Snake, and then I guess you can edit him to be Old Snake. But yeah,
you change his skin. Have you? That's I know you were grinding to unlock them and stuff. So I guess that second week challenge hasn't come out yet, where you get Old Snake.
Oh no, I already have Old Snake.
Okay.
They're both there. Yeah, they're both there.
He just
the first week's challenge, it happened so fast because it's not really all that. There's not really that much to it. And then the older Snake, the only thing that took me the longest was he has a you have to do 2,500 or 25,000 in damage with silenced weapons, and that was the one that took me a long time because every time you get a kill, I think it's like 1,000 or 100, I can't remember, but anyways, that was what was going on there. But both characters look pretty cool, and I think I'm gonna pick up Raiden too, because if you're gonna have Snake and Old Snake, what irritates me about the whole thing is they didn't have young, like Metal Gear Solid, the first game's version of Snake, where he had the Shadow Moses armor.
Is it from 2?
Yes.
Is it the second?
Sorry,
Sons of Liberty.
No. It'd be the very first one, not Sons of Liberty, because that's the one you get is the Sons of Liberty Snake. I'm talking about Metal Gear Solid, the very first tactical espionage action or whatever.
Oh, the old one.
Very old Shadow Moses armor, where it was just like.
Are you talking about the one with wasn't it like the Michael Biehn likeness on the cover, like the very, very first one?
No. I'm talking about the first PlayStation version of
just the Metal Gear Solid.
Because y'all got to remember, it was not called Metal Gear Solid when it came out on the MSX or whatever. It was just called Metal Gear, and then there was Metal Gear Snake's Revenge. And then whenever they moved over to PlayStation, it became Metal Gear Solid.
Metal Gear Solid, yeah.
That was the first one where we saw Snake in 3D, and it was still top down in all the games, but it was the first one that had the Soliton Raider. Well, no, I guess that one did kind of have a Raider, but he was a Shadow Moses, which was that archipelago of islands that were in Alaska where it was all cold. So I really want to that one, but they didn't include that one in there. So say Levy. Anyways, let's move on to some comic book news. So here's something that's kind of crazy that I just read about recently on this site ICV2. Apparently, people are going apeshit for the Thundercats that is getting rebooted here in the next. I think it's April when it comes out. There was some news about a week ago that they had. Yeah, see, it says right here, Dynamite Comics has updated its order totals of Thundercat number 1. And following the FOC date, the number has reached 170K. That is quite a jump from the pre-FOC total that was 100,000 announced last week. It says it reflects not only Dynamite's promotional efforts for the title, but also last-minute additions of the SSC variant of Rob Liefeld, which I find that if 70,000 people ordered that many more copies, sorry, not 170,000 people, but if comic shops ordered 70,000 more for Rob Liefeld, for God's sake, say it is not so. This is he is trash. This looks like crap. I'm sorry. If it was, here's the deal. I would
look. He cut his feet out. He did that at least.
Yeah, he did cut his feet out. I'm sorry. The best artist they had on this book way back in the day was Ed McGuinness. Ed McGuinness understood what made Thundercats look like Thundercats. And that was what? That was like in the 2001, 2002 era. That was awesome. This looks like garbage. And people are like, yeah, this is variant that sold it. No way. No. Look at this. Look at this. What is going on here, Rob? What is happening? Does there have no depth? What is this, Rob?
It's just a flat sword.
It's flat.
He just knows. So every big gun that Cable carries or anybody, it's just basically it's a tube or like a rectangle, and he just does the least amount of variations or details on it. But it's just like he draws like a shape, like a basic shape, like a kindergartner, and just kind of leaves it. He just
y'all are over here acting like you didn't learn shapes from Rob Liefeld. That's how we learned them.
I mean, I should teach my 4-year-old son, like, well, he knows his shapes, but they should have just I don't want anybody out there thinking he doesn't know his shape, but
well, he can thank Rob Liefeld for that.
But yeah, because the Baby's First Rob Liefeld book taught him everything he knows. It's like,
here's a question for you, Noah. Okay, so like, let's say your son can't draw. Does that mean you're not gonna love him?
I mean,
are you gonna love him? Are you gonna love him less?
I mean, I still love him, just like not like a lot, but
I would definitely love my kid less if he couldn't draw.
No, I've actually I've said before that I would actually love it if he grew up to be like a jock and hated all nerd stuff. I'd be so proud.
Dad, you're so lame.
I'm like,
you're such a boomer.
I would like, go live a normal life, son. Go be happy. Don't be obsessed with this stuff. Don't be obsessed with this stuff like I am.
Holy crap! Hold on, I just saw this. Hold on 1 second. Oh yeah. Never mind. This is this is the Hitman I was thinking it was. I've already pre-ordered this thing. Anywho, yeah. So apparently, I don't know anything, and Thundercats is. I knew Thundercats was coming out. I just didn't know that Rob Liefeld was a driver of the actual sales of this book. That just blows my mind.
That to me screams that people just like a name. It's a name they recognize.
They're gonna buy it. Yeah,
that is it. And you know what's going to be annoying? This guy's going to get like a bigger ego as a man. I mean, like,
no joke.
And like any type of like public, I don't follow him off and like what he's actually saying, but anything he does say, and this is probably unfair because I've only seen like snippets, but he always comes off as like a bitter guy who hates people talking crap about him, even though it's kind of deserved. You know what I mean?
Well, he did say Mark Waid is like a big baby or something like that. So I'm like, it was like a slow clap. I was like,
well,
for that,
everybody gets one.
Everybody gets one. I mean, if you got that kind of opinion, yeah, you're right. But by the way, if y'all guys have never read any of the Dixon Scott McDaniel run, I know this isn't the entirety of it, but this book right here. Oh, can I zoom in? Thank you very much.
The Nightwing.
They're doing like this is just all the year ones that box setted. The Nightwing year one is actually pretty good. But Scott McDaniel, oh god, he's still the man, dude. Of all the people that knew how to do perspective, right? Scott McDaniel is the king of perspective, man. A lot of people don't like his like cartoony style, but whenever you look at like his cityscapes and stuff, he's just amazing.
So you say he puts things into perspective. You might.
Maybe.
Hey.
But enough digression. Let's move on to the next topic, and this is a topic that I'm very excited to talk about, and it's on the same website. Here you go. Okay, Ultimate Spider-Man #2 got a preview, and it's spoiler ridden. Okay. Same website, ICV2. As you can see, the cover.
Could we have the spoiler alert warning or something like that?
You didn't put that up.
Reminding me. Hey, they're spoiling. Thank you very much, Noah H, for that reminder. Okay, people, if you don't want to know anything that comes in the next one, I'm just thirsty for anything I can get from this title. So, and I know these two guys aren't going to read it, so I'm just going to delve right into this. Okay? So, they've already shown this cover right here, which makes me think that it is Harry Osborn. That is, which is kind of a safe.
No, Harry Osborn's inside that building in the window.
What annoys me about this cover right here is that this is This is a two-sided cover. The other one has Spider-Man on the left, going like coming in from the left at Green Goblin, and I didn't get that cover because I was like, well, it's kind of silly to get two covers, but now I'm like kicking myself in the ass. Oh, by the way, if you missed a copy of this, good luck getting it. It has sold out everywhere. It is crazy. Wow. This is becoming a phenomenon at this point. It just so happens the cover I picked up, which when I was picking, I had my choice between the clone, the Ben Reilly clone Spider-Man suit, 2099, and the black. I was like, I just gotta go black. I would really like the 2099 one, but I think I always feel silly about buying variants. I wish I had, because you could go and turn that stuff around on eBay for a mint. People are selling I got the black costume one, which is right now selling, I think, for almost the most of like the normal covers. There is the virgin cover, as they call it, and that one's going for like $450, but that was right off the bat. That thing cost about $500, so it's actually kind of dropped in value, if you ask me. But anyways, it looks like I said, it looks like Harry Osborn, if that is Harry Osborn, in fact, is going to be here, let me back up just a little bit, is going to be the actual Green Goblin here. And this is the cover as well. They keep putting this guy on. I just don't like the weird, like, man spreading weirdness right here. His crotch is too open for me right here. I feel weird about this cover. Just like I felt weird about the other one. They had this weird, like,
he's like
Mary Jane were like clamped kind of thing going on. I was just like, that's just weird.
He's just letting MJ know what time it is. That's all.
She hit the jackpot.
It just went from 6 to midnight, baby. Here's the Miles Morales cover. This worries me. I don't want him anywhere near this book. Get him the flip out of here. I don't want him in this book. I'm sorry.
Is he in that universe?
Well, as far as I know, he hasn't showed up yet. And God help us if he does. I don't want him to be in here. Let Spidey have his own book. If you want to make him part, as much as the 616 universe sucks right now, because Amazing Spider-Man, the mainline book, it's pitiful. Zeb Wells is trash. He should not be allowed in the title, but right now I don't think they can pay anybody better to do it. So I think that this was Ultimate Universe was like, let's just throw a lot of money at something that we know people have been asking for, and we're going to give them a writer that's pretty decent. So let's do that. But keep Miles out of here. He's not Spider-Man. He's Miles Morales. Just another cover. There's the Virgin cover. I don't know what this is supposed to be, other than they're just giving each other looks. I'm guessing that the lettering's missing from here.
Yeah.
And then J. Jonah Jameson. This is y'all didn't get to see this last when we talked about it, but this is Ben Parker, and they're taking a steam together.
The Schwitz.
And here is the Schwitz. Here is the initial Spidey suit. So Spidey never goes and comes up with the spider wrestler costume. He has this, and I'm kind of wondering if this was given to him by Iron Lad. I'm not sure if that was also in the package that the care package you dropped for him. But this is pretty cool. I like this. I mean, it's just basic black.
It's probably given to him by his best friend Venom.
Eddie Brock. He's best pal.
But at the end of the book, this was the suit that he was wearing. So it's cool to see it. Chichetto's art is pretty good. I'm very stoked for that.
It's his first costume, so he definitely had the spider eyes, and he had those in mind. He's like, I like the spider eyes, Spider-Man eyes. I just don't know what colors yet. And then thinking, so that kind of sticks out to me. Like, he didn't just put on like in Daredevil, before he had the actual costume, he was basically in like his black suit, and he just kind of wore like a do-rag over his eyes.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, so if he went to that length at least, so he had a design in mind. So I'd be curious to see like.
I'm calling it right now. It's probably like he's gonna swing into like a wet paint, like something that's like wet paint, and he's like, oh well, this red looks okay, I guess. It's gonna be wacky.
He swings underneath some like painters. They're painting the eaves of some building, and it's like, Man, I don't know why. It's a good thing it's the 4th of July. You get to use up all this red.
Yeah. It is going
red
to
and
be
blue
interesting how he goes from black to really bright red and like a costume that's a very 60s style costume, if you will. And he's like,
I'm just curious because here's the deal. He has the benefit of not only Iron Lad but also Reed Richards of the 6160 universe. So, like for example, looking at the soles of the boots here, I'm just glad he doesn't have the. There's a lot of artists right now that are drawing Spider-Man with like what amounts to socks for his suit. And I'm like, I know what you're thinking. Yeah, he has to have like bare feet to touch something or something like a very small amount. But as far as I know, it is boots that he's wearing. They're just very thin boots, and the explanation of how he can actually adhere to a wall with that is that Reed Richards gave him a part of his costume, and it's made of unstable molecules, so he can actually stick to surfaces whether he's wearing the boots or not.
So Reed Richards told him it was a piece of his costume. He just tore off some of his flesh and made it into like a boot.
You just painted it. There you go. It's black. There you go. Have it.
And so I kind of like, if I'm Peter Parker, I want boots. I don't care. I'm walking around in New York City, broken glass, urine, use needle,
syringes, feces.
Hopefully, there's not so many syringes on the tops of roofs or on the side. You never know.
That's where they go to get high.
He gets like a staph infection. You know what I mean? Like, yeesh.
I like to think his spidey sense would stop him from stepping on it. It's like,
he's like,
don't step on that.
Man, in San Francisco, his spidey sense would be going off left and right. He's like, oh, that's a turd. Right. Oh, that's a turd.
That's a turd.
Yep.
And so this is the next little bit. It is the guess who this is?
Shocker. It's Shocker.
Shocker. It is the Shocker. Yeah. It's pretty cool. I mean, it's it's kind of a militaristic version of the Shocker. I mean, makes sense. Looks cool.
Still has like the yellow quilted looking arms and thing from the old Shocker costume.
Yeah, I'm digging it. I mean, and I'm hoping he's quipping with him right here because anytime Spidey's pointing at you, he's quipping with you. So
I think it's gonna be an all silent issue from what I've done.
Yeah, they're not gonna have no word bubbles. Speaking of that, have y'all ever I've never read any anime? Sorry, manga until just recently. And if you go online, you can find just pretty much people posting what the hell is it called? Blom. It's spelled blame, BLAME with an exclamation point, but they pronounce it Blom for some reason. I don't know why yet. And so I'm about 11 or 12 chapters in, and there is so little dialogue in these books. It's kind of a refreshing take because I don't know. You read a lot of books these days, and like you like flip to the next page, you're like, oh my god,
yeah.
Show me, don't tell me. Show me, don't tell me.
Yeah.
Some of these guys are so bad, especially if you like. We just did the Guardian Devil stuff. Sometimes you'll be flipping through Kevin Smith, and you're like, oh my god, dude, the lady's reading a letter, and it's just crazy.
Yeah. That's kind of like when you go back and you read old comics.
Yeah, definitely.
Oh yes. Like I have a essential. I picked up for $10. I got Essential Spider-Man from it is a spectacular Peter Parker Spectacular Spider-Man, and yeah, that is pretty wordy too, which is fun.
It was the full title was Peter Parker Spectacular Spider-Man. The pickled pepper.
You almost messed it up.
It's hard to say.
Close. Those old comics are borderline unreadable because you look at the amount of dialogue. I'm like, just no. Yeah, my brain is like, no, I'm not doing this.
Just show me. Sometimes you just show me. You don't have to tell me. I mean, you know what's weird is when I read, I started reading some of the Conan stuff, and they'll be describing what's happening. They're actually showing it to you, and they're describing it at the same time. And I'm all, I don't need this.
Yeah, I can see this. Yeah,
I can see this. I have eyeballs. I'm reading this, obviously.
Thanks, but I'm good.
And then the Shocker gives Peter the Shocker. And so I'm digging this artwork. It's really cool. I love the Mark Cicchetto stuff. I think he's one of the better ones that's out there at Marvel right now. He just got off doing so he went and did Daredevil with Chip Zdarsky. So after Chip left, he was doing a long Daredevil run, and then he left and went to DC to do
Batman.
But this was one of the main artists that was with him on that, and it's great stuff. And people have been clamoring for him to draw Spider-Man, so we're getting our wish here. But it looks really great. I kind of feel like he's not going to last as long as Mark Bagley did on the Ultimate Spider-Man Volume 1, which is a shame, but it is what it is these days. But anyways, moving on. Here's some of the sketches. Ultimate Green Goblin design. I just don't know how I feel about this. I kind of hope this comes off so he can talk. This very like Optimus Prime thing. It's fine,
It seems very influenced by the Willem Dafoe version, sort of.
Yeah.
Or maybe more like the Spider-Man 3 Harry Osborn, which could be another clue. Maybe.
Oh, because he did have a mouth thing. He did have a mouth.
Yeah, the new Goblin. Remember, because he was.
Oh, was Franco?
Yeah. Yeah, and he had like his surfboard thing. I don't know what it was.
Oh yeah, gosh, I forgot about that.
He had like his weird.
It's like he's like, you know what? This is not cool. This is not edgy in early 2000s enough. I need a hoverboard.
Yeah, the hoverboard.
It's like, wow, DeFranco. Dude, if it would have been me, I would have said, I want to look like the most Green Goblin-y that you can make me. I want to look like, because Defoe, it should have been like an amp up from Defoe, like a crazy like ramp up. Because Defoe's was great. I just wish that it had more like purple elements because it was way too. It was way too green.
Just show him like, here's the car from Maximum Overdrive. Make me look like.
There you go. There you go.
There you go. Yeah, just put the Joker car. They called it in there.
Which is so funny.
Yeah, that's the Green Goblin, guys.
Yeah. And of course they had to have Marvel's permission, because I remember on there, didn't it say on the side something about Marvel on the trailer?
I can't remember.
To you, right?
I'd have to go. Yeah, they would have to say something. I'd have been pissed if I'd have been Marvel. The Joker part, really,
like, really, honestly.
They couldn't see me with us going. It's Gobby. Watch out for Gobby.
Yeah, watch out for Gobby. And here's the Shocker up close and personal. Looks pretty good. Good stuff. Kind of reminds me a little bit. Kind of does look like one of the characters out of Metal Gear Solid 2. The guy who had the roller skates and the bomb suit.
Yeah, I was gonna say he looks like a bomb, like a bomb, like Hurt Locker kind of guy.
Yeah, like he's some sort of like EOD or something like that.
Yeah.
But anyways, can I go back to the article, please?
I guess he would have to be heavily insulated or something to not die.
That's probably what it is.
Like immediately.
There we go. So, anyways, it said, hold on one second. I got a cough. I'm sorry.
Now we're going to talk amongst ourselves.
Anyways, okay. So it says, taking place a month into Peter's burgeoning superhero career, Ultimate Spider-Man 2 will see Peter first superpowered brawl and electrifying battle with the Shocker. J. Jonah Jameson's quest to uncover who is really pulling the strings of the new Ultimate Universe leads to a shocking revelation. And New York City welcomes its newest hero, the Green Goblin. Oh, cool. Well,
what?
He's the hero.
Yeah, they're gonna be friends, just like James Franco.
Yeah,
Spider-Man 3.
Yeah, I don't know how I feel about that, because it's like I really hate when they take a villain and then they turn him into a hero. That's why the Austin Powers series really got ruined for me. Whenever they made Dr. Evil a good guy, I was like, oh. That's
I think what they should do in this comic book is ultimately make all of his enemies his friends and call it Spider-Man and his amazing friends. And it's just there's no battles. It's just friendship.
No, it's just all friendships. It's like high-fiving everybody.
High five constantly.
Everybody.
Well, if you don't like villains turning into the good guys' friends, then you haven't watched enough Fast and Furious movies.
You have not watched enough.
Yeah, and here's the deal. I'm probably not ever gonna go into that to try to watch that. Ugh. Isn't there like 10 movies?
At least 10. There's really
more.
technically like 11.
Yeah, they have
at
spin-offs.
least. There's mini
and
webisode things.
Are they as obnoxious as like? Okay, so I saw the first one like I said a long time ago. Are the recent ones like after one? Are they as obnoxious as Hobbs and Shaw was?
So I actually didn't watch Hobbs and Shaw, but I will say that well, if it's a Rock Dwayne Johnson movie, it's probably not going to be that great. But I will say that I can't really. I don't know, Bodz. You'd have to let me know. I think I forget at which movie they become in on the joke, sort of.
Probably when they go to space, like recently. So.
that was in part 9. But
they're like
when, and this is all part of spoilers, but when the Tyrese character Roman, he actually points out like, why haven't we died yet? We should.
Yeah, he's like,
died. So he's just actually. It's very
plot
meta
armor
at one point,
yeah.
and he kind of, and so he's sorry. He kind of like almost realizes he's a character in a movie, and then the other characters stop him. So, and so they, at some point, they kind of like, we're just going to lean into the ridiculousness of it, and that's really what makes them fun. And if you saw Tokyo Drift, that happens to be my favorite out of the series. So
and that's where we get the song.
Oh, that song that I heard earlier. Okay,
it's from Tokyo Drift.
All right, I get it. All right, let's move on to the next one. This is the just saw this today, or when did it come out? 5 days ago. So we're always late about stuff because we do this weekly. So here's welcome to the Energon 2. Did y'all notice who that was right there?
Go back.
Oh, that's
this is the 10 points if you get it.
Oh, it's the Innocent. The quintessence.
The quintessence.
The quintessence. Yeah.
Yeah, it's been a minute, but yeah.
I never got that. Innocent. And then just drop them in the
guilty
Shark Tank.
It's mockery of justice.
My nephews are so into well, they were so into Transformers. I remember one time they were just like they were nuts at this one event we were having, and nobody could get them to settle down and just like leave everybody alone. They were just acting crazy, and so I grabbed hold of them and I started to say guilty or innocent, and then I would go innocent, and then I made the other ones like pretend they were Sharkticons to eat the one that I was throwing into the pit. Oh my God, for hours they were entertained by that. They thought that was the greatest thing ever. So it just helps if you know shit about the Transformers, it helps to know that.
Especially if they know the original animated movie from the 80s. That also helps out a lot.
Oh yeah. And have y'all seen the 30th anniversary of that thing? It's really it's a remaster and like digitally redone. It looks really good.
Cool.
And here's the Void Rivals. Y'all, I don't know if y'all had seen any of this. This is there's Shockwave, who was in Void Rivals. Yeah. There's Starscream, and there's Squishes.
The Squish.
And here's the comic that I just got through reading, which was this was the one I liked a lot. It had a very Metal Gear Solid scene in it and everything.
So Baroness is a good guy?
I don't remember seeing her in there. I'm pretty sure the only person I saw was Destro, because Duke. I kind of covered this last week, but Duke is kind of like torn. Like, he's got like post-traumatic stress over how one of his I don't know if it was his pilot or his Rio died whenever they came into contact with the Transformers the first time. The Starscream killed his friend, and so he's telling everybody, "Hey, these giant robots are a thing," and they're trying to cover it up. So like, oh yeah, crazy. And he gets upset. He basically goes AWOL, and he ends up connecting with this group that are a bunch of conspiracy theorists, but they're almost right. They know the Transformers exist, but they have like these wild conspiracies about them. And it was a lady who was trying to contact Duke, so she got him to go to this thing. And then she's like, I know there's something going on here. You need to go check it out. So she sends him on this like Metal Gear Solid-esque mission where he has to get into this building, and it's the Mars building, and that's where he runs into Destro's crew, who is gearing up for like a large scale battle because they're building like his tanks and all kinds of stuff in there, and he gets chased out of there, and then ends up getting framed by Cobra, it's actually just Destro at this point. He gets framed by Destro for murdering everybody that was at that conspiracy theory like little convention, and he gets chased down. He's being chased down at this moment by Stalker, and I want to say Rock and Roll. Those are the two people they sent after him from G.I. Joe headquarters. And Hawk, which I believe is on the left, was the one who did that, because Hawk told him, he's like, "You need to go on vacation. You're getting too crazy." And so he fuck this, and he leaves. So art's pretty good. I really dig this comic, and I didn't mean this to turn out to be a little like overview and review, but Duke is one of the ones I like quite a bit. Cobra was it was okay. You get to see a Transformer in it. I'm not going to spoil who that was. It's at the very end of the book, but everything so far out of the Energon universe has been worth reading. So if you pick any of this stuff up,
I like the artwork in this. I like the details on his rifle, because you could see like the rail covers and the
EOTech. He's like an EOTech, and he's got an
you really could just do like a if you wanted to, like a bunch of shapes.
Yeah,
just throw some shapes in
I
there.
knew you were gonna say this.
Had they tried the tube method, the tube technique?
But okay, go ahead.
I appreciate this. I could tell this is an AR. He's got EOTech, and he's got like a what is it called? It's not an Adipol C. It's a PEC 15. He's even got the Magpul stuff on there. It's pretty cool. And then the other guy, and then you got I believe this over here is Stalker.
Yeah, it's Stalker.
That is a that he's carrying. That's a MPX by 6 Hour, the old model. So there's somebody's looking at stuff. I mean, they're really looking at stuff. So that's
the Stalker knows he's not supposed to be within 30 feet of
any woman.
Say Stalker.
Yeah, there must not be any school zones around here.
Yeah. But here, let's go on with the trailer. Greatest Rivals. And now I don't know who this guy is. I've seen him. This looks.
I know the twins combined, right?
No,
the twins combined. Oh my gosh, that's hilarious.
I forgot he is somebody, and I forgot who he is. I remember him.
I don't know who he is. I know Destro, Cobra, and then this girl. She's like, I think they only had like one female.
Zatanna, right? Or Zartana.
Zartana, I think is what her name was.
Yeah.
They have a single female dreadnought. I mean, not dreadnought. So, yeah.
Man, that guy in the back is so familiar. I'm trying to remember.
I don't know who he is.
His deal was.
Serving Colossus vibes. That's what I'll.
Yeah. And who is? I think. Sorry. I think this right here is.
It's Mumra.
No. I think this is got to be the master of Cobra La. I'm not sure.
Oh, Galabulus maybe, or
I don't know, because the Cobra Commander comic, he was cast out of Cobra Law because he attacked citizens, and the leader there was going to have him killed, but he had learned too much from the Transformer that he's holding captive, so he was actually able to get out of it. And he said, "I want to go to prove that I'm like aligned with Cobra Law, so let me take over the surface." So he leaves to go on and I guess form Cobra. And I think this is the guy he talked to. I'm not exactly sure. For a while, I thought it was Serpentor, but I know that it was Commander Blood is his name, I believe.
General Blood. Major
General Blood. Okay, he was the one who actually created Serpentor. He is a clone of Genghis Khan, so I don't think he had anything to do with Cobra Law.
I think did Serpentor get all the bad guys, like a little bit of Hitler, a little bit of like.
I thought it was mostly Genghis Khan, which
a pinch of Abraham Lincoln. What?
Oh my God!
According to Razor Fist, that would probably be fine. But
yeah, just a little bit. Oh well, that's a spoiler right there. Now you know. Oh, I love that. That is so cool. So any of this is awesome. If you guys pick up this, I highly recommend. This is like one of the I'm starting to do this thing where I'm breaking off of getting stuff weekly. I'm picking up less and less. I think today I only picked up about 4 books. One of them was The Ghost Machine that's that new book that's pretty much everybody that we know working on it right now. Here, I'll tell you the who's who. It's got Jason Fabic, Brian Hitch, Jeff Johns, Gary Frank, Lamont McGee, Francis Maniple, Brad Meltzer, Ivan Reese, Peter Schenberg, Peter Tomasi, Maytal, shoot, I don't know who that is, and blah 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 blah. I'm just glad Tinian's not on this book. Glad, because I'm so sick of Tinian right now. But yeah, I'm just mainly picking up kind of indie stuff and anything from the Ultimate Universe, indie books, and the Energon universe. Everything from the Energon universe. So highly recommend that. All right, let's move on to the next topic. Okay, so this is kind of interesting. Okay, so these guys from, I don't remember what the name of the website. They have Che Guevara as their freaking favicon. So I'm like, yeah, what is with like the ironic veneration of tyrants? I just don't get that. But anyways, so Waid and Mora are going to be taking off Shazam. They've been drawing Shazam for almost a year right now. I don't know how. I really don't understand how Mora is doing Shazam and the was it World's Finest right now? It's just crazy. That guy is a machine.
World's greatest. Yeah, world's finest.
Yeah, World's Finest.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Okay, so it says starting with Shazam 10, Josie Campbell and Emmanuel Lupacino are going to be taking over as a new creative team for Shazam. Campbell and Lupacino are certainly the right choice, which there is a lot of people have a little bit of a beef with that. They're like, maybe not, because I heard that this writer Josie Campbell came off of writing My Little Pony, if I'm not mistaken, or something of that ilk.
Yeah, was that part of the Energon universe too?
Yeah, no joke. But they said that she's going to take over because she did something called the New Champions of Shazam. I don't know what that was, but anyways, it says both will bring a lot to this franchise and carry on where Waid and Mora left off. The question is, where are Waid and Mora going? It says it is way out of nowhere that Waid and Mora have suddenly ended their run after less than a year. Given the suddenness of the creative run's end, it's possible that they're moving on to something bigger, with DC launching a big event starting on Free Comic Book Day 2024. So I'm guessing that's June, right? They could be unannounced. They could be the unannounced creative team for that comic book, and they think it's going to be Justice League. That's what it comes down to. They're going to launch a new Justice League because, as far as I know, in the current DC universe, the Titans are the main team that is taking over. And they're also in this Beast World thing going on right now.
Yeah.
Because I guess the Justice League is like, well, we're going to give them a shot because who was it? Dick Grayson really stepped up to the plate, and it's like, really?
Yeah.
Okay. But yeah, I hate Mark Waid like with a fiery passion. I can't stand the man, but I didn't really like the first issue of this Shazam book, but everybody says the rest of it's been pretty good. I was going to wait till it came out in trade or something like that. But I have thoroughly enjoyed the World's Finest book. So here's the deal. If you are going to tell me that they're doing this like a spur of the moment thing where they're going to be working on a new unannounced title, I kind of get the feeling that this is going to be their shot at trying to get some of that ultimate money. Because there's no way that DC is not looking at what happened with Ultimate Spider-Man and going, oof, we could do another kind of like, not maybe a soft reboot or maybe a alternate timeline. And I would love it if it was in the vein of
All-Star.
No, not fuck. No. No. World's Finest. The whole like classic but kind of modern thing he did with Batman and that. If they want to do that to the entirety of the Justice League and start a whole thing and just don't call it All-Star. Please don't call it All-Star.
No, they can kind of leave All-Star alone.
Leave All-Star alone. That was a failed experiment. Try something else. Call it something else, for the love of God. And if you want to, and just do the stuff like classic stuff where there's no identity politics, there's no there's the ESG, there's none of that crap.
Well,
just clean it up.
The problem with that is that people would flock to that and embarrass the main continuity.
Well, but hey, money's money. If you want my money, you take DC in that direction, and I will give you my money, because that's the kind of stuff I want to read. That's the only DC title I'm picking up at this moment was World's Finest. Some of I got a little bit of whenever I read the first Shazam, I was like, oh, it pisses me off because I feel I got a little bit of this vibe of Waid returning back to his BS. I don't like it. But I have thoroughly enjoyed everything he did from World's Finest. So, like I said, take it back there, and I'll be happy with it, and I'll buy your damn books. But if you keep going with this route, the route that they're going, I'm not.
But I really think there is an audience that just wants, basically, it sounds like you were kind of wanting, kind of what I truly want is just unflavored, regular ass. More traditional versions of the characters, there's the old-timey middle-aged folks who just kind of want that, and kind of just let us have that. We're not even saying take anything else away. If you want the new crap, people can have that. No one's buying it, but fine, keep on making it, know, and just make normal, just regular, the versions of the characters that most people actually know. Can we just kind of have that, please? And I think it would be good.
Yeah, be super happy with that. All right, let's get to the last thing right here. This is going to be the final thing for tonight. Let me go ahead and stop this right here. This is the main event, people. Okay, we're going to try to go through this pretty quickly because I know Noe's got to go to bed at some point.
I am old. I'm the youngest of all, but I'm still. That's why I like to tell people, especially you and Bodz, you know how you're old? I'm old. Okay. So.
Here, let's see. Here we go. Here we go. All right. Let's share this and let's switch our brand to this to cover up.
We're about to get fast and furious.
All right. So here is the first time we're going to do this. It's called fan casting. Okay. This is the 80s edition. Bodz had talked about wanting to do this for a while. Back in the day, if you're too much of a young one, you might not know this, but there was a comic book focus magazine called Wizard, where they would do this thing called casting call. And they would do casting calls for mostly comic book stuff, X-Men, Fantastic Four, Thunderbolt, whatever. You got a fan casting for it. Bodz wanted to do this, so I have set up this little 80s edition of the Fast and the Furious fan casting. The rules were that they first of all, they had to pick a certain amount of characters. So they picked, tell me if I'm wrong, Dom, Brian, Letty, and Mia.
Good job.
They had to cast these characters with 80 people that were doing work in the 80s, as if this movie was being made in the 80s. So let's just get right into it. Okay, so Bodz, for Dom, who was your choice?
Okay, so
I just remembered. Okay, here we go.
I just want to point out that one of my picks is kind of inspired by the Fast and the Furious really just being a remake of Point Break, but that would have been too easy. So
let me ask you first, Bodz, do you want me to reveal it, or do you want us to say your thing and then how do you want to do this?
I'll let you reveal it, and I'll say my whys.
Okay. Well, here we go. Bodz's choice for Dom was Sylvester Stallone.
So my reasoning is, Toretto, Stallone. It's are you Italian in this? Because it's vaguely, I still don't even know what Dom is supposed to be in this, but I'm guessing, he's Italian. Stallone's got the muscles. Maybe back then he would have shaved his head for the role. maybe back then in the 80s they would have just had hair. He would have just had hair.
Yeah,
I don't know.
So you combine Stallone with Toretto to form Stiletto. But Stallone is it's a very good choice there. I think it's funny.
Yeah.
And funnily enough, they both appeared in Guardians of the
Galaxy. Yeah. Oh,
but I could picture Stallone saying, "It's all about family."
Yes. That's very interesting because they do have that same like, "What are you trying to say, voice?"
It's about family. Is what I'm saying.
All right, No H, I'm going to reveal your pick for Dom. Okay. And then you're going to tell us why. Here we go. Dom, No H picked for Dom, Lou Ferrigno.
Okay.
Now, I picked the pictures based on my favorite things about this. And I was like, he's also a Marvel character, too.
Yeah. So
all three of these guys were.
I was just kind of like, at first, I was like, should I go like a more traditional, like Schwarzenegger? But I was like, I think of Fast and the Furious, the first one, if it was made back in the 80s, you probably wouldn't get somebody too big. You know what I mean? So I'm like, and I feel like Bruce Willis didn't really, he was like entered that into like more late 80s, and I don't think he would have been right for that. So
I still think he's. I was with you too.
He was fair game. He was
fair game, but like if you're thinking bald Bruce Willis, that's way later.
Yeah,
though. Yeah.
But
I was thinking,
I'm with you. He probably just would have had hair, and I kind of just stumbled across like Lou Ferrigno. He's big and he kind of talks like this. I'm like, I'm getting Dom vibes.
That's because he's half deaf, so he has
to.
And
he just had a cochlear ear implant, though, so I think he hears now.
Oh,
I don't know what Vin Diesel.
I wonder if that's going to clear up his speech impediment. I don't know.
But I'm like, I can see it. So yeah. And
all right, let's move on to
Ferrigno.
There you go.
Move on to Buster.
Let's move on to Brian here. Number one, Bodz. What did you pick? You picked Patrick Swayze.
And I'm not gonna lie, because I was kind of inspired by Point Break, but I was like, let's flip the script here, and have him be the undercover cop, the Keanu in this. But I was like, he's got the blonde hair, blue eyes.
I was supposed to give my opinion about the Dom choices here, and so for Dom's, I'm going. This is very hard because. Here's the deal. Bodz picked two leading men, and I have a hard time with that. I do really like both characters. I like Stallone and I like Ferrigno. So it's almost like a toss up there. I'm gonna go neutral. Either one of those characters would have been perfectly fine for me. I probably would lean Stallone, but I love Lou Ferrigno. So y'all both are equal. You're both on equal footing now. So go ahead, Bodz. Sorry about that.
Oh, that's it. I'm done. I have presented my case.
No H picked Dudikoff is his last name?
Yeah, Michael Dudikoff.
Oh, Michael Dudikoff.
I thought this was an interesting choice actually, because I was like, he's not like A-list leading man materials, and that's kind of how I felt about Paul Walker. So go ahead.
That's sort of where my mind was at, and so I was like, who would be a guy who would star like an upstart new franchise potential movie? I don't think. I just like in my mind, I'm just imagining like they wouldn't have kind of like when the first Fast and the Furious movie came out. It's not like no one ever heard of Vin Diesel or anything, but they weren't as big. It's kind of like now he's this worldwide, star, and like. He wasn't as big. He was still like something, but he wasn't like crazy big. And Paul Walker, I sure never heard of Paul Walker before, that movie.
Yeah.
So I was like, it probably wouldn't be somebody that big. And so I was like, my first pick was Tom Cruise. I was like, I could kind of see youngish Tom Cruise be in a car. He was already in Days of Thunder. So I was like, you can do like a car movie. But I'm like, yeah, but that would have just been a Tom Cruise starring vehicle.
Yeah, he would have
vehicle, of course. And I'm like, there probably wouldn't even be a Dom character. It would just all be no Dom, but only
Cruise.
Tom. That's
yeah.
So I was like, as much as I can see Tom Cruise do this, I was like, who's like a lesser guy? And I'm just like, hey, here's a blonde dude.
Dudikoff.
Yeah.
So
okay, so
I brought this up to my mom, and she said I would have cast for Paul Walker Don Johnson. At the time, he was just a TV actor. I didn't think of that before I sent this, though.
Well, I have to give the advantage to No H in this one because he did pick a character who I think more represents. Because you have two leading men on your spots, I think there would be friction there. So I'm going to say I have to give the advantage to No H on this one due to conflict.
Well, that's what Fast and Furious is all about, friction. Have you not seen The Rock?
It's all about friction and family.
And family.
Not the first movie. Not the first movie.
No, I kind of agree with that. Michael Dudikoff is a little underrated. He was in some cool '80s things, and that would have been a good team up right there.
Yeah. All right, so the next one for Bodz for Letty to play Michelle Rodriguez in the 1980s. Bodz picked Goldstein. Is her name Sarah Goldstein?
I picked her because I could not think of a more badass Hispanic female from the 80s than Vasquez.
Isn't she really Jewish?
I think so. The name's what was it? Goldstein?
Yeah.
Goldstein. I think Sarah's Goldstein or whatever. You know, she has like a line of bras now because her tits are huge or whatever.
Yeah, did not know that.
She was like talking about how there wasn't pretty bras for ladies with big boobs, so she started a company.
Vasquez.
It's going from she was in Lethal Weapon 3. She got blown up on the diving board.
Yeah,
right?
Diving board.
Swimming.
She had a pretty good 80s run. So
yeah, she did good. Yeah. She did good.
Yeah, so not bad at all.
Okay, No H went a different way, and I was blown away by this choice. I was like, that's a good choice too. He went for is it Totochi or
I don't know how to say the last name.
I don't know how to say her last name.
The other
Melina.
Melina from Sharon Stone from Total Recall.
Oh yeah.
This one came out of left field here. Again, these are two really good picks. Go for it. No H, tell us why you picked this person.
Well, I like Bodz, it was very difficult to think of. Like if you Google like 80s female action stars, like 3 people show up. You know what I mean? Like Linda Hamilton, not even Jamie Lee
Rachel
Curtis.
Ticotin. Rachel Ticotin.
Yes. I wasn't trying to say this name either, but it's like you might get Jamie Lee Curtis for the horror aspect, and you get Linda Hamilton and like maybe Sean Young, who I did consider for other things, but I was like, once I came across her, I was like, you know what, man? I'm just getting Letty vibes from this. And
I'm gonna have to say I agree with No H, because think of it as like a movie thing. Like she was like the love interest for Schwarzenegger in Total Recall. I don't really see Vasquez being a love interest to characters.
Yeah, that's true.
She's
got more sex appeal than Vasquez did.
Dom does love. He is a breast man, so I don't know. He
All right, so let's move on to the next one. Okay, so Bodz, for Mia, your choice was Demi Moore.
Yeah, I just thought, with Patrick Swayze, it'd be like a nice little reunion. They're coming back from Ghost to do Fast and the Furious.
I didn't think about that. That is cool. Well, this wouldn't be a reunion. This would be a first time because he didn't play.
Reunion.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, I was going to say he didn't play with her until the 90s. Yeah.
Yeah. So and she does like have a resemblance to her. So I thought, this will work. This will work. By this point, I was like, this will work. That was good enough for me.
It was harder than you think. It was harder than you think it would be.
Yeah, well, No H actually agreed with you on this. He also picked me more.
Yeah, because I just thought of like her in St. Elmo's Fire. I was like, I don't know why. I'm just getting Mia vibes from that, even though it's not really the characters don't really are similar. But I was like, and so I was telling Bodz before off mic that. I was, I kind of like, I wanted to stay away from other people's lists that I found online, but I did find one that had Demi Moore as Letty instead of Mia. And I'm like, that didn't seem right to me. Demi Moore is Letty. So I'm like, But Mia, on the other hand, Demi Moore, I was like, that kind of seems like she would be that person, and she wasn't like super famous yet. She was famous, of course, but not like super famous. So I'm like, like she would be the Jordana Brewster of her time.
I obviously can see that. My mom wanted to cast Letty as Rosie Perez, but I thought that would probably got really super annoying. And it's like, Letty's not funny.
Really,
She's not funny at all.
No.
Or Marissa Tomei, they just went a whole other different route.
Yeah, my mom said Marissa Tomei for her too. That's funny.
All right, well, I have to give the overall advantage because you guys both agreed here. I agreed. I thought these also two were very good choices. So I think it's a draw here, and here. I have to give this round to No Age for the casting of Dudikoff for Brian.
Okay, let me ask you this: if you pick Dudikoff, would you still go with a movie with Lou Ferrigno as the other leading man, though?
No, I would go with Stallone on that one because I want a leading man, and I don't think that I don't. If you're going to do that, I would say you go Swayze and Ferrigno, but you go Stallone and Dudikoff.
I will say Ferrigno is my weakest choice. Ironically, the Hulk is the weakest choice, but I will say that because I don't think at the first movie Dom was supposed to be that. I don't know if he's supposed to be the same age or something, but Lou Ferrigno, and I guess same with Stallone, but Lou Ferrigno
now that Bodz said that, let's think about this though, because he did say if you're going to have Ferrigno, I would say we probably do have to give the advantage to Bodz here. I'll give you advantage here, but so it's more of a tie. You guys both tied then, because now that I think about it, if you use Stallone, you got to go. I would say you need a lesser character to Dudikoff. But if you go Ferrigno, now you have a Brian that's more of a leading man than Ferrigno was. So
it's sort of like the salary cap. You get room, you get free up room in the cap there, and
but I have to say I give it to No Age for the actress. I think if Stallone was the star of the movie, she would be the love interest. She would be.
Yeah.
So I
do like Vasquez. That's why I gave you a tie on this one because
Vasquez is cool though.
But you are right. If Stallone is the leading man, he can't be getting with Vasquez. Jesus, it's not gonna happen. And I really don't understand. I don't understand Vin Diesel and Michelle Rodriguez. Although I have to say about Michelle Rodriguez, she's one of the only women, and this lady too. There are only two women in Hollywood right now, seemingly, that would like to grow old gracefully.
Yes, they are getting parts of their face removed surgically.
Yeah. But I'm about to blow you guys out of the water with my pick.
What?
What? You didn't even seen the movies.
I have seen the first one a long time ago. Not all of them, just the first one. So I'm going to show you all my picks. I'm sorry, guys. This is just going to hurt. Okay. So for Dom, I could think of no one better. This is an overlooked diamond in the rough, a gem among men. One of my favorite actors of all time. I would like to postulate that you should have picked Dom DeLuise.
Dom DeLuise.
You guys have overlooked an absolute king amongst men. He is.
These movies are basically Cannonball Run anyways. What were we thinking?
Well, that brings me to my next choice. Bodz, you couldn't have said anything better than that. I would have picked Mr. Burt Reynolds to play Brian. I'm switching it up here. I'm putting Dom DeLuise in the leading man position, and I'm putting Burt Reynolds in the subordinate for a change. God almighty.
No, he's got the driving skills. He's got the driving skills.
Yes.
It's brilliant. And for Letty, I picked, and this is going to blow your minds, Mrs. Daisy Duke herself, Catherine Bach, because who is Dom DeLuise going to be doing it with in these movies but Daisy Duke herself? He's got to have a beautiful woman. Look at this chin. This man is an Adonis. He's a god amongst men. He needs a really hot chick to go with him.
It's Mia Sallyfield.
No, Bodz, you'd be wrong about that because I picked, her name is Susan Anton. So I have most of the cast of Cannonball Run here. Basically, I just think this movie should be Cannonball Run because Cannonball Run was better, in my opinion. So,
well, you know what? Did
guys.
They make like 10 Cannonball Run movies?
I believe they only made 3.
Yeah,
and
they
it's
didn't.
because
They didn't strike while the iron was hot.
You have to know when to drop the mic and walk away. And Fast and Furious does not know how to do that.
That's the problem. There's an alternate reality where Point Break is still going on, and Swayze's still alive. Or maybe he's not. Maybe he died, and Keanu had to keep making the movies like Dom did.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
And just for fun, The Rock is, of course, in the Fast and Furious movies, and I got to think if they had a wrestler in the 80s during the movie, I was thinking at first you think of Hogan. I was like, well, maybe not. And I'm like, Jesse Ventura, because he was in Predator. I'm like, maybe.
True.
But I was like, it would probably, and it could be The Rock's dad, Rocky Johnson, but he wasn't really in movies or anything.
Yeah.
So I was like, probably Mr. T.
No, that would be good. Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, because he's not.
It would have been Sammy Davis Jr. for me.
Yes, it would. Hey, babe, let's. Shaboing, something, whatever he says.
Shaboing. I got some cats I gotta go hang out with, man. And I don't remember all the cast of the first Fast and Furious, but I was like, damn, I would have put Sammy Davis Jr. in there and Dean Martin. Holy shit, this is a good
be the Rat Pack,
Anyways, that was our first annual. I guess not annual because we're gonna be doing this.
See you next year.
This was the Middle-Aged Mutants Presents fan casting 80s edition for the Fast and the Furious. We're gonna be doing more of these because I think this is fun. We're actually going to drop. I think we're going to drop the verses because it is too flipping hard. We do not have the budget that some of these other channels have that can do those things. I can't do all the 3D editing and stuff. So I think this is a better fit for us, and I think it just works better. But anyways,
yeah, it's fun.
It's fun
and harder
than
it
you
looks.
would think. Yes,
way
more challenging.
Especially when you add 80s people into it, man, it becomes difficult.
Yeah, it's very difficult when you because man, I wanted to go with joke answers so badly, but I was like, no. And ironically, Lou Ferrigno wasn't my joke answer, even my joke pick. But,
these are not joke picks for me. I would totally do this. Watch Cannonball Run, people. If you want to see a better movie than Fast and Furious, go watch Cannonball Run. I think you can only see the second one now, though, which is a damn shame.
Why?
So,
oh man,
I don't know.
It's just hard to find, and it's one of these things not readily available on streaming, I guess. But
it's been canceled, probably.
Yeah, the Middle-Aged Mutants are available on streaming, though. We're streaming right now.
Now. Well, everybody, Bodz, No H, I want to thank you guys for coming on tonight, talking to me about this stuff. I want to thank you for doing this fan casting stuff. It was really fun.
No problem. I live my life a quarter mile at a minute or whatever.
At a time. Well, that's all we got for the Middle-Aged Mutants this week. I hope that you enjoyed this. If you did, go ahead and subscribe or give us a thumbs up. We'd really appreciate it. Make sure to actually give us a comment too. We would really appreciate a comment. Anyways, we'll see you next week, and take it easy.